Hi, my name is Andong and today we're going to do the unthinkable and turn these mushrooms into a delicious dessert. Very first step will be to take these mushrooms and then just trim the stem a little bit so we get a clean end. Okay, now that our mushrooms are nice and clean, I can reveal to you what I'm about to do, which is that I'm going to candy these mushrooms. If you've ever had a Chinese snack called tanghulu, it's something like that, only we're using mushrooms instead of strawberries. So, if we want to candy them, we have to make sure that we trap the moisture inside. And to do that, we're going to first create a little batter and then fry those mushrooms off to seal in all the moisture. So let's make the batter. We're first going to combine 50 grams of regular all-purpose flour. Mix that with 50 grams of cornstarch. Add a little bit of salt. And of course, some water. Without water, it's not a batter. Now grab a little whisk or a fork and just mix everything up until it's nice and smooth. Of course, if we want to fry something, we need cooking oil, but don't worry, we actually just need a really small pot, so you don't need a whole lot of oil. Just make sure it's deep enough that you can fully submerge a mushroom and you still have a little bit of space on top so it doesn't boil over. The first thing you'll need is some kind of stick. You can also use a chopstick or a toothpick, but I like this one just because it looks cool. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your little mushroom and then you're gonna stick the stick into the butt of the mushroom, like that. Then you're gonna dip it into your batter, like this. Make sure it is fully submerged and then let the excess drip off. You can slowly and carefully lower it into your hot oil. Submerge it into the hot oil for 30 to 60 seconds. Then carefully get your mushroom out and check if it's done. You just wanna make sure there's a firm and not liquid coating around it. That will keep the moisture locked into the mushroom. The best way to rest them is put them on a rimmed baking sheet with a wired rack, just like that. Stem side down, don't forget that. Our mushrooms have been fried and they're waiting to get candied, but there's one thing we have to take care of before we do that, which is bridging the divide between the savory mushroom and the sweet candy shell. Making a basic furikake is actually really simple. Here I have toasted sesame seeds, a mix of black and white. I'm gonna put them in a mixing bowl. To that, I'm gonna add some flaky salt. I really like using flaky salt. It's a little bit coarser and it will stick better to the mushrooms. Another thing that shouldn't be missing in furikake is seaweed. Nori seaweed. If you love sushi, you might have seen this before, and yes, you can also put it in a seasoning. This is an optional ingredient, but I highly recommend you do it. And then this stuff tends to fly around the kitchen, so do it carefully and into the bowl it goes. So candying mushrooms sounds intimidating, but it's actually really simple. So take about 250 grams of sugar and get a small saucepan and in with the sugar. The sugar is in the pan and we're gonna add just a little bit of water. I'm doing like 50 grams. It just helps the sugar melt. Get it on a stove and carefully melt the sugar. And when it starts turning brown, that's when we're ready to candy our mushrooms. Now our sugar is starting to turn golden brown if you look very closely, which means we can add a little bit of salt and we're also gonna add a little bit of vanilla extract. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. Is take your mushroom, then tilt your sauce like that, and then dip it in like this. Let the excess drip off, and while it's still melty, dip it into your furikake seasoning like that. Go in with a fork, and help yourself lift the mushroom like that. They say mushrooms are a hidden gem, and I think this is proof because we have 3 beautiful gems hidden inside this crunchy candy shell, and I'm super excited to find out how everybody likes it. These are furikake candied mushrooms.
Oh my, they look amazing.
Wow. Well, I hope you like them because you're about to eat them.
Yeah, it's like you dressed them for the dinner time.
Yes,
Yeah.
They're wearing their evening gown, their Sunday best.
It's like a miracle.
Yeah, like magic, right?
First they were like mushrooms, and now this.
Now it's candy.
Well, can you believe that we only picked them this morning?
Actually, I can because I picked them with my own hands.
That's great, that's great.
They look incredible.